A team where the discourse right now is trending a little more negative than usual. A chance at a course correction tonight.
Absolutely. Both teams actually coming off on series losses in their conference. So looking to rebound a little bit in this midweek series.
Caitlin Kolziski will take to the circle for the Hatters. Two-time All-SEC center fielder on the first team last year and has hit safely in 39 of 42 games for Florida. She takes a first pitch strike from Kolziski as we get underway.
As always, another great recruiting class for Coach Walton. Team stacked as usual. Where do you go from there?
Yeah, top prospect who has been as advertised. Kolziski hits the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Good nasty breaking ball there from Caitlin.
Good backdoor curve coming from the outside back over the plate. I imagine you'll see quite a few pitchers for the Hatters today. Coach Cousins has proven.
Also seen a lot of pitches like this, or plate appearances like this out of the strike zone. She leads the team in walks. She and Jocelyn Erickson have been walked quite a bit this year, with teams preferring to face the bottom half of the Gator order. There's Kolziski putting one down the middle on 3-0.
Of course, you don't want to give Otis anything too big to hit, but
well, after walking Otis and being a little bit careful with her, she's attacked Erickson here to get ahead 1-2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that her intention was to be careful with Otis. I think she just maybe got a little amped up off that strikeout on the changeup. And
there's a soft liner to first. How about that first inning? There's a line shot up the middle, and how about this? Stetson has the game's first hit as Addison Foster takes a 1-2 pitch up the middle.
Yeah, well done by Foster here. Gets all of this ball and sends it sharply up the middle up to Falby. Give the Hatters an early advantage. He gets that inside pitch, kind of inside. Pop the ball up to medium depth in right field for an easy can of corn out there.
That'll bring up Stetson's top freshman, Amber Chumley. That one off the glove of Hammock, and everybody's safe. Oh, Chumley hits one that might have had a chance to be two, or at the very least would have been an easy out at first. It goes off the glove of Hammond over the last few weeks after a slow start to her Hatter career. A grad transfer from D2 South Carolina Beaufort, who has took a little time to adjust to the level, but has really come along lately. He's got her on-base percentage up to .405, and now hitting in the middle of the order, playing first base. 1-1. Weller takes a strike on the outside corner.
The Gators have their middle infielders.
Fires the side, so the Hatters get the bases loaded with one out and leave them full. On to the second, no score here in DeLand. Having success.
I think this is exactly what Caitlin needs to do. Mix up her pitches, play in the bottom of the zone, move it in and out. I think
hammers that we're so accustomed to seeing from them.
It'll take a few swings for the Gators to get accustomed to the velocity of Caitlin. It's probably a little less than what they saw this past weekend and or what they see against their teammates.
There's Kenley Cahalan, who was an intra-SEC steal in the transfer portal from Tim Walton. She was all
the ball's low in the zone is where it's at for the Hatters today.
That was the 72nd home run of the season for Florida in game 43. That ties them with Oklahoma for both the SEC lead and the number 3 spot in the country. Number 1, by the way, is Ohio State, who is way ahead of everybody else with 94.
Base. Holtark just taking advantage of the positioning of the Hatters in that situation. Lays down that bunt to get herself on.
Hatters getting the whole team together here, and good mound visit there from Amanda Chambers, the first-year pitching coach.
One, you know, all of those batters from the first inning go back and talk about what they saw in the first inning, and Florida is a team that uses information very well.
Falby punched out 5-3 on the sac bunt, and over to third goes Holtorf. I'm not sure if Falby intended to be out on that play. I think she typically reaches
there's always
like
a
that
chance.
quite a bit.
You know, you kind of
perhaps the preeminent power in the Gators adjusting to that. The NIL era and all of that.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, the SEC has had great representation in the bracket at the end of the year. It'll be interesting to see if anybody's out or how many SEC teams are in this year.
This one ripped right to second. Sinaraki. Kara Hammock.
Piece on it. She just, I should say, fisted it. She got it really off the tip of the bat, but it gets enough of it to get it up past the shortstop into center field. Give the Hatters another base runner, another opportunity. The Hatters aren't just going to roll over and go away. That's a good sign. See Coach Cousins going out to put a pinch runner in for Anthony.
It'll be Olivia Tybal, Stetson's.
Not at all. But we here at Stetson, we had Jessica Griffith. This is a great left-handed catcher. I think there's really only one huge disadvantage, and that's a tag at the plate.
Right.
Where you have to come across your body to make that tag. But, you know, for throws to first, and it's better. If it throws to second, it's the same.
Foster, who is on a 22-game on-base streak after her leadoff single in the first inning.
What a turnaround, right? Tale of 2 seasons and just one. Credit the Hatter Brain Trust for sticking with their gut.
At this point, it's almost like a 3 or 4 week slump followed by the real Addison is what
Amen.
has happened here.
Amen. Unable to get to her feet and get enough on this throw to get it to first in time. And, of course, Tybal's able to score easily from third. The Hatters are on the board.
And we'll see what Cammie Epley can do as Stetson gets one. Foster running on the first pitch. Erickson throw from her knees on the money side, retired. Kaylin Kolziski back out for the third to face the heart of the Gator order, Otis, Erickson, and Walsh. Hatters got one back after Florida put up here to end the bottom of the second.
See a change up there by Caitlin, just missed on the outside. Keep mixing that in. Back with that backdoor change. Same location, different look, different speed.
We'll let Mullen warm up for a minute, come right back to DeLand.
Last year they came in as freshmen, improved significantly from the beginning of the year to the end of the year because you have to, or you sit. You know, you have to, your location has to get better, your spin that have been called balls.
Thought this was amazing. It was in the notes for the series against Arkansas for Florida. 15 of their 16 runs, as this one's blooped out into shallow center. That'll land for a base hit for Williams. 15 of their 16 runs were scored on homers, and now all 5 tonight. So 20 of their last 21 runs have trotted in.
So get them on and bang up.
Alabama moving up to number 22 this week.
Yeah, they had a good weekend.
And then they go to LSU, currently ranked 6th the week after. There's ball 4. It's
just never really a weekend off.
No, there's not.
SEC.
The entire, I mean, look, you look at the top 11, 8 of those teams are SEC teams. Florida's Erickson pushing one out to left center field. 5-1 Gators, middle of the third. Threw out Addison Foster trying to take second. Epley flew to right field her first time. Hammock has allowed 4 hits and a walk with 1 strikeout and the 1 run across through 2 innings. 3 home runs from the Gators have given them a 5-1 lead here.
One of the bright spots for the Hatters all year. Had a little bit of an injury for a while, and it's really just getting back to full speed. But she takes this outside pitch. Again, Hammock gets hurt by something that Kolziski got hurt by, leaving that ball up in the zone. The wind is blowing out. The bat head helps it right out and out of the park.
Oh, a great moment for Amber Chumley, who is pushing her batting average up near zone at this point because it's more likely that they're a 1 or 2 year cornerstone if they're that impressive.
I mean, I'm still old school. I still think you pick a school for the school. You obviously you want to play at that program, but you're also banking on the education. and the camaraderie and the memories you're going to make there, but that's long gone.
Weller moves the runner over, 1-3 on the putout. Well, and I understand it from the player's perspective.
Hatter's not going away, not being intimidated.
Maybe just a little bit early there against that one foul.
I can guarantee you there's nobody on the field out there that wants it more than A.B. McLaren. She wears her heart on the sleeve every day, every play, every swing. The facilities upgrades with, just the coaching of the game, the teaching of the game. All his players seem to really revel in his programs.
Back-to-back national champions in 2014, 2015.
He has staff that changes occasionally, and of course, that's a natural matriculation. You bring these coaches in, you grow them as much as you do players, and then
He is out, and Olivia Miller is coming in for UF after this. Head run in scoring position for Giannopoli.
Welcome to the game.
Tie game. Arkansas this past weekend, and now locked in a tight one with a team they are supposed to run rule. So this pitch comes upstairs, and Riley Holtorf is ahead 2-0. Holtorf reached on a bunt single her first time up.
We kind of had the first in. I don't imagine the hook will be too long, but this is just a matter of Mullen throwing strikes. I mean, that's what you get paid to do, right? You got to go out there and can't be too cute. Just keep it on the lower half of the zone and let your defense eat.
So Ava Braswell coming back into the dugout from the bullpen right there.
Certainly can't afford to walk the number 9. The first one she went down on the change. I think that's where you have to hang your hat as a Hatter pitch caller, is keeping her off balance with that off-speed pitch. Make her do all the work if she's going to get it. Of course, you got speed on first and second.
Bright spot on this season for Stetson, a freshman who has pitched really well as you take a look at the numbers. 2.73 ERA in 66 and 2/3 innings. She's given Stetson effective innings at length. This is not going to be one of the easier spots in her career. 5-5 game with number 8 Florida. 7-5 Gators. Erickson, who homered her last time. Her 11th of the year at the plate, and that's way up and over the backstop. It comes back to Anthony and keeps the runners where they were. Now it's 1-1 to Jocelyn Erickson. Braswell's 2-0 is down the middle. All 3 of those runs charged to Mullen. Her final line, an inning pitched, 3 runs on 1 hit and 4 walks. Braswell trying to limit the damage here. 2-1 is stroked out towards pretty deep center field. That's a line drive shot over the fence.
Conference.
This is the 5th time this year that Florida has hit 4 home runs in a game. Here's a double play ball to second. They don't get the out at second base. Everybody's safe. It'll be a fielder's choice for Cahalan and nobody out.
Yeah, again, internal clock. You got to know what the speed of the runner. You got to know how much time. You see Sinaraki
to lead off this inning many moons ago. And now gets another shot here as the 10th batter up with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning.
She has a second chance to make the first out of the inning.
Yes.
In 1 inning.
And they're going to run for Brown. Bases loaded. It's 3-0. And Falby has drawn an RBI walk on 4 pitches from Braswell. And that'll bring Shoemaker to the plate with the 8th run on 3rd. But Florida, I think, are thinking a much more crooked number. Here with still just 1 out in the 4th inning, and Shelly Cousins, I think, is going to make another pitching change. Goes to the backstop. Cahalan comes in to score the 8th run of the inning, and that gives Florida an 8th run lead on the sac fly by Shoemaker, and the other runners are able to move up as the throw got away from Anthony.
Yeah, actually, I don't think this throw is that off. I just think Dylan tried to make the tag before she gloved the ball. And much like UNF, they have the press box directly behind the backstop. There's always a little bit of a depth perception there because there's a reflection off of that glass. So that's different. The grandstands are elevated above the press box. So your crowd is kind of out of the